I haven't seen you in a while, and we're in a totally new setting. What's happening, you say? One, I have finished my 11th grade, and all of that chaos is over. Even though now that I'm in 12th grade, I know there's a lot more to come, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes. And for the second one, today we're going to do something totally different, and that is baking a cake. And essentially, it's not easy because last year I tried it for my birthday and it went so wrong, and my birthday was, it kind of sucked. Okay. But anyway, this year we're moving past that, and we're gonna be making these kind of cakes. I don't know if you've seen them, but they're literally all over my feed, and I was like, I need to make these for my birthday this year, which by the way, it's in about 10 days from now. From my filming, it's on 19 July, by the way. Anyway, we're gonna be making these today, just like not to be eaten on my birthday, because I want to try it. Because if it goes really wrong and I'm not able to make it, at least I have the option to like order it before my birthday, and I won't be left cakeless on my birthday. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be making these absolutely cute, aesthetically pleasing cakes. Another thing, I don't really have an oven, because I don't, and we don't really use it. But we're gonna be making a cooker cake, which is basically made in a pressure cooker, and it's gonna be made from a cake mix. Though you basically have to, put all the, liquid ingredients there. So you do have to do all of that stuff. So I'm technically not cheating. And obviously, making the frosting and doing all of that stuff, I will be making on my own. Which, by the way, this year I'm so ready, because last year I had no whip and like nothing, and I was like, okay, I'll just like make it like how people make dalgona coffee, and I'll like whisk it with like a spoon or a fork. It went totally wrong and it spoiled my whole birthday, but that's besides the point. This year I've got all the tools, and everything you could need. So let's start. Hey guys, so I'm here with all the ingredients. This is the cookie cake mix. I use this from Pillsbury, and I will link it below in the description. All you get in there is this dry mix. This is how it looks. And this is 2 boxes worth, because obviously I need enough cake. And this is the packet you get it in, and this line here, it shows how much milk you need. Milk and oil needs to be added separately, like from home, but I'm pretty sure you have all of that. And this is the line, it's supposed to be till here, and I added like it 2 times because I've taken 2 boxes, obviously. So that is that. We're just gonna be mixing all of this. It's pretty easy, and I'm gonna be time lapsing it because it's simple. It's just mixing, and it's gonna be noisy and unnecessary. So I'll get back to you later.
So as you can see here, I just mixed all the dry ingredients with the appropriate amount of milk and oil, which is 2.5 tablespoons of oil per box that you make, and I did it 2 times, and just mix it well. Just keep mixing until there are no lumps.
So I just finished doing the mixing. How it looks, and I am gonna be using this. I was actually going to make like two out of this and this, but I don't think it's gonna be enough because it doesn't look enough. So let's see how it goes. And I'll just try to put that in this. After a lot of efforts and changing the vessel 2 to 3 times, this is what we're with. We're supposed to do it 3/4 of the vessel, but I mean, what can we do now? Let's see how it goes, and I'll be putting it into the cooker for 30 to 35 minutes without the whistle. And yeah, so I am done with the cake, and you can probably hear the like thing happening. And right now we're gonna be making the frosting, which is like a cream cheese and whipped cream frosting. This is my cream cheese. This is how it looks, and I'm going to be doing the whipping cream later. So start by doing that.
So here you can see that I just took the cream cheese and I put the entire box. I will be providing all the measurements and how much I used in the description. I just put that in, and of course the mandatory coffee break because I had not eaten anything since morning. Then I took to whisking it and just whisked it really properly, and then added sugar bit by bit so that it does not like spoil and like flop around, and added a little bit of vanilla extract, and finally mixed it even more and until it just gives this creamy consistency. Coming on to the trickiest part of my day, which was actually pretty easy if you see. the whipped cream, you're supposed to take it. Please do not let it be liquid like you see in the video. Please, please, please freeze it. It is so much easier to form the whole whipped cream texture. It'll become stiff and have those soft peaks much more easily. And always remember to put ice even if you have freezed it, because it is always necessary to keep it in a low temperature or the whipped cream will melt. So yes, please, please, please freeze it. Do not forget this.
Hi, so this is actually hours later because literally everything that could go wrong went wrong. The whipping cream was just not whipping how much ever I tried. I put off the camera for a while and no, it was just not happening. And it turns out it was not cold enough even though I had ice under it, which basically you need to do. Turns out I was supposed to freeze it. So if you're ever making whipping cream from, you know, the Amul whipping cream thing, since it is like a little lower in fat than heavy cream, freeze it and then use it because it becomes easier. Also, this is my cake. Oh god, this is like, this is how it looks, and it is kind of small. It only got into 2 layers, but that's okay. And anyway, after all of that thing happened, I placed it in the freezer for like 40 minutes while I had to attend a class, and this is how it looks now. I mixed it with the cream cheese and this is how it looks. So let's just get started with this. So obviously the first thing you want to do is just put a little bit of cream like right in the center so that it won't like move. Then I will this is my layer.
Here you see me just spreading the cream between the 2 layers, and please remember to put a lot of cream between the 2 layers, because even though it might seem like a lot now, it does end up becoming less. And I did put a little bit too less because I thought it was okay. So put a lot of cream in the middle, and on top it is a crumb coat, but then also cover as much as you can. Do not be shy, put a lot of it. That will just make your cake so much more even and really nice to taste too. So just remember, put enough cream because there's no harm in putting more.
So I just finished the crumb coat. This is how it looks. Not bad for like a beginner. Plus, this is just the crumb coat, so even if there are a few spots I missed, I can always come back in the next layer and fill them in, and it'll just be fine because that's what the crumb coat is for. And other than that, I'll just be placing this in the refrigerator for about half an hour so that this just gets set a little bit, and you know, so that it doesn't move while I'm doing the next layer and doesn't mix. So I'll catch you then. Guys, so I'm back from putting it in the refrigerator, and now I'm just gonna use this pink whipped cream. Can we talk about how freaking pretty this is? Anyway, we're gonna put this on and cover the basic base layer for this.
This part is pretty simple. I just put and spread the whole of the pink layer. Do not shy again from putting enough. And after that, I actually did put it in the refrigerator for around 15-20 minutes to half an hour, and then I spread this so that it does not mix. It's just like a paint swoosh. I put like a little blob of it and just like swooshed it. I don't really know how to describe it, I'm sorry. And my frosting was a little bit too runny, so if you make frosting, kind of freeze it or like refrigerate it for a little longer, or add a little more cream cheese to it rather than whipped cream.
To reveal in a 3, 2, and 1. Oh my god, I am so proud of this. The handwriting is pretty wonky, but otherwise it's pretty cute. I just did the lettering, and of course I did just like these splotches kind of thing, and my inspiration was this, and it came out pretty well for a first attempt, and I'm pretty sure the cake I baked for my birthday will be pretty good too, based on this. So yeah. Hey bestie, guess who did not make an outro? That day was so chaotic. It took me so long. It took me like 5 to 6 hours to make a cake that could be made in like 2 hours. And I just hope I did not intimidate you further to like not try this, because try it. It's like a great experience. You feel so proud every time you have that cake. And even if it doesn't turn out like exactly like a store-bought cake, it's still cake and it's still sweet. So have that. And on that note, I will just be leaving y'all and saying thank you so much for watching and just being here to watch my videos, even though I do take breaks sometimes. And I am so grateful to have all of you here. I love you. Keep smiling. I hope you have a great day ahead. And bye bye.